All right, video number 163. My name is Morty, building the space elevator. Yeah, okay. I guess today was kind of one of those days too. A lot of different things happening. I want to recap a little bit of what I was saying yesterday, I guess, and also kind of have thought about over the day. Something I'm very aware of. And I think it is important uh, that I do understand that I am at this point in my life, right? At a certain age, at a certain level of experience, where I definitely um thinking that I know anything is probably the worst thing that I could do, right? It's at that type of point where if you think you understand something, if you think you got it down pat, that's going to be your demise. That's what's going to take you down. And I guess that's always going to be a fine line, right? There's obviously confidence. Obviously, I'm very sure of myself in that sense, very sure, and I think that what's important to frame in that is it's because of, I guess, over like it, the words, but I think it's mostly because of problem solving. It's mostly because of the fact that I'm confident enough that even though there will be complications, and we can be sure that there will be complications and things that we're probably wrong about, we will be able to figure it out from there. And that is the key. And I think that's where it comes to, yes, I'll talk confidently. Yes, I'll try to have my opinion on the thing, even though I get it that, the chances are nobody cares. And chances are, even in the grand scheme of things, nobody will care. It's just another voice of the many doing a lot one thing. Uh, the thing is, it does affect some people and it does have an impact on some people. And the question is, can we have enough or the right kind of impact on the right people to get there? So interesting. It's an interesting to know. Interesting to think about and talk about. Obviously, in these videos being here, something that did come up today, and it might change how these videos are done, or even if I could keep doing these videos like this. Um, I know I say I always want to keep doing this, and I probably will, even if I just take it secret and do it and not publish them. But I may have to get rid of these, at least because we were talking I was talking to what the new marketing, basically the new marketing lead that we got, and we were talking about some ideas for videos or whatever. But I think we may end up doing sort of series videos like this, where I'm sitting in front of a camera and talk, and then we have obviously, the editor will come and edit it and make it look nice, but it'll be a lot better done than this. But the problem is, I think if it's in the same place, I'm just too scared of people finding this, I guess, right? The point is, this has to be found separately. This can't be found because of the other stuff. Um, just because it has to be its own separate thing for this to work in any way. In terms of what at least what I think it can create, right? And the value that I think these videos will have. So we'll see. We'll see. I have to see. The pencils we may create a separate set, like just a separate kind of also sit in front of a desk, but it'll be in a different set somewhere else. But then I'm not so scared. I'm more scared of kind of searching back to this picture and just having this kind of framing could look like too much. But obviously, if we switch sets and we go build another set somewhere else, then it's a set, and then you're not seeing this image, although you're seeing me. That's different. Um, but I guess those will be figured out over time, and that's its own thing. Still probably a couple weeks until we're actually making those videos. Well, probably a week until we're really planning them, and then from there it'll be filming and editing and things like that. So the actual production. Either way, that's a separate point. But again, that's something that's happening, something that's picking up. In terms of our outreach, we're really starting to heavily start outreaching to teams to really get them on board. Obviously, there is the aspect of having a competition, actually hosting it. We are going to be hosting it soon. I think this things are starting to pick up. That's the good thing. Finally, I guess. Still need to find an operations person. We did decide to stick to Monday, so I did spend actually a bunch of today, well, trying different platforms and tried a few of them. Um, reached out to all of them to see what kind of deals or what kind of features they think are good. Again, good. Did a lot of research. Again, it's that's the Google side, so we used a few of them. Either way, we decided as a company to go with, at least at this point, to go with Monday. So it's platform. Really don't like the name. It always makes me think of like, why would you name a work? I mean, I guess so. I guess Monday is work related. Yeah, it makes sense. Um, but either way, it exists, and that we're setting that up now, so that'll be much better. And I think that definitely levels us up in terms of tracking progress all around and really making sure the organization scales. So yeah, I mean not so yeah, that's great. That's a massive step up that we've done as an organization, I think. It still has to get set up and still we still start using it, but that moves us forward. And then it's obviously we do need to figure out the location of the competitions, although I've been stressing about that. I think it's also on the operational side. I need to find the right operations person. We just don't have one yet. Uh, yeah, it's something that's important to have, very important to have. I just don't know where to look at, right? Again, we have the job post up. I just don't know yeah, like who do we talk to next to find that? And like everything, I think I'm confident we will figure it out, and I'm confident by constantly doing this, you'll get it. But yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be fine. Um, we'll figure it out. I'll find the right person. Find it. Yeah, I guess that's always an issue, especially personally. And that's again, like I mentioned, but I have very, very strong anxiety and people anxiety. Doesn't mean I won't speak. Doesn't mean I won't go to public places. I will go to networking events and talk to people. I just am very anxious to do it. It's a very hard thing for me personally to do. Um, yeah, I don't like being in front of people. It scares me in a way. But I love people, and I think that that's a funny thing to think about and work through over time. And I guess we'll see because I am an extrovert in the way that I am. I think I'm at my best when I'm in front of people or when I'm talking to people. It just scares me to get in front of people. It's to get to that situation. Once I'm there, I'm happy. I'm talking. I'm comfortable. I have I can reach out to I don't have an issue. I'm not shy once we're in it, but I need to get in it. And until then, it's extreme anxiety. So again, I don't think it's a bad. I think it's a good thing. I think being anxious is a good thing. It lets me sure I'm always prepared. Um, Sometimes it's a little bit too much, especially when it comes to dumb things like going to a mall or going to an airport or going to a place where there's a lot of people gets me very nervous and very anxious. Something I don't enjoy doing. Um, but again, the value that we get out of it, I understand is important, and that's more important than anything. And that's something you just do, right? If you only do what you're good at doing or only do what you're comfortable, I guess good because I'm not bad at it, but yeah, well, you only do what you're comfortable doing, then you're not going to get anything. Yeah, you won't get your goals done. You'll get things done, but not your end goals. So see what happens. Again, I really appreciate the team. I really appreciate everyone that we have so far. Um, I think now on this scaling point, I don't know how these will work. I think this is the first anniversary of the videos, which is very, very exciting. I was actually going to make a little bit more of a video today, but just I haven't had a second to like sit and plan this a little bit better. So this is that. It's been a year. We can reflect a tiny bit on all of it. Yeah, a year ago we had an idea well, not an idea. The idea has been worked on for a few years, but a year ago it was on this day, right, January 22nd of 2025, I was like, I got very serious. Well, I was thinking about it for probably a month or two before to get very serious or getting to that point. But that was when I officially went, okay, this is what I'm doing, and I founded the LLC. So we founded the first company. Now that's a for-profit company. It's still a startup, right? It's still pre-seed, but startup for the yeah, and that's kind of the that side of it. Through doing that, through this process, it kind of obviously pushed me to start outreaching to more people, to building this network. Again, you can watch the videos from the beginning and see where things went from then, but pretty much over this year, we've had the concept of WSpec of the organization, started the organization. Uh, Now we're building that team, we're building what we have with that, and that's going very well so far. We look like we're having we had our first competition in Japan since then. So these are all in these videos, and that's kind of incredible to see. and we've committed to it. I'm here. A year later, I'm still talking like this and still making these videos. And again, where it's going to go from here, I don't know. Obviously, I do believe it'll keep scaling and growing. Um, but again, we just can't know right now. And that's, a full year of doing this, of making this. Obviously, there were some missed videos originally. The plans kept changing. I'm still a year in and I still don't know exactly where I want to take this channel or what these videos really are. It's half a diary, half of it is a story, half of it is trying to give tips, and half of it is about, it's a lot of halves in this, so it doesn't make any sense. But the point is, it's moving forward, and we're learning things and growing, and all these, the way I started these videos, right? The way I started this video, kind of saying, great, where I don't know what I'm coming up with. We can't know. We're just going to keep testing. I'm just going to keep testing things and seeing things. And we think we're right. We have a very high probability of being right because of, we're not basing things on nothing. We're basing things on a lot of data and information, but we're still taking a chance. And yeah, I mean, so is everything. And I think with this especially, build something like a space elevator. I mean, people have tried and failed, right? And people are trying too. I'm sure that again, I haven't run into anyone that's really actively trying it like me, but it wouldn't make sense that there's nobody else trying. I mean, I hope I run into them. I hope I get in touch with them, right? Again, I'm always for the collaboration over any kind of competition. Although at the same time, I would have my best friend run the competition business, right? And that's something that I think is important. I think competition drives progress, right? Even if we have, we go all the way up and we're the only ones, I would want to split it up, right? And have split up to two companies just so we can have competition, because competition is what drives progress. And at least the way I see it. Again, that can change too, and that's not something to be open about. But I guess what's important really after this whole year, after these videos, is for sure to understand I've definitely gotten a lot more comfortable on camera, a little bit clearer, still slipping over some words, still thing, but definitely more comfortable in preparing for speeches and planning for things. Gotten a lot better. Definitely grown a lot. Still a very long way to go. It's not even remotely close. I was watching, like I said, I'm watching all these politics, watching all the global, the economic stuff, people talking. Very interesting. It's fascinating. Again, it fascinates me. I love it. I just wish I didn't have to understand it, but you do, and you have to study it. And you have to understand it because that's the reality. But in watching it, you just see a lot of these pro level speakers or top level, right? These are world elites in that side. They know how to speak well. Um, yeah, and just try to see again, I don't think I'll ever be a perfect speaker. I don't think that's my strong suit, again, because of anxiety and because of things like that. But I have to get good enough at least to speak to people properly. Right? You're running a company, you need to be able to do that. So communicating internally one-on-one is great. Communicating in front of a group of people is a little bit different. So it's a different skill, it's a different set of skills in some ways. And yeah, learning it, growing with it, and experience is going to teach me most. So either way, enough about that. I think overall these videos are good. I think we're gonna keep doing this. Thank you for a year, I guess. Thank to who again. Still hasn't been in this year, but I guess the reality is, and I've also looked at it this year, but like at least 85% or something they say of YouTube videos if under like 10,000 views. So most videos don't go anywhere, and chances are this will go nowhere in that sense. And that's where again these videos come into being a sort of story for the one person that does sit and watch this. And to you, this is that year. This is that end of that first part. So we don't know where this is going to go. I believe it's going to go very well. And like I said, the belief of that comes to making sure that we have the right strategies, making sure we're surrounded by the people that have the necessary experiences, um, at least when it comes to decision making, not when it comes to opinion saying, right? When my thoughts, that doesn't need to be backed up. That could be something that I think. But when it does come to making a real decision, I do make sure that we run it by people and we make sure that it has a real validity. Um, but yeah, I guess that's kind of where we are. That's what we're up to. Hope you enjoyed. Hope this made some sense. And end of the year. So, yep, good luck.